Hello, beautiful souls. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. So excited to have you here, working with the crown chakra, Sahasrara, one of my all-time favorites. It's so mysterious and I think I like it because there's so many people that have ideas of the magnitude of Sahasrara, the magnitude of our dimensions, but yet there's so many that don't. So today I thought I would share with you a dear friend of mine. This is my dear friend. But before I do, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Deborah O'Neill. I am the CEO and founder of BlissBee.me, Integrative Holistic Health. I'm here to share because I care. And I have collected a vast amount of information over the course of my lifetime. I've studied and certified in advanced integrative energy healing from Langara College here in Vancouver, BC, Canada. I also have my 3 levels repeatedly in Site K as a catalyst, a facilitator to working with the subconscious limiting beliefs that truly and easily can change your life in a mere few seconds. I also am an initiate of the Himalayan yoga and meditation philosophy. And the reason why I chose the Himalayan tradition is I didn't want to drive through yoga teacher certificate per se. I wanted a foundation of 500,000 year old oral lineage. I wanted to be in the pages with the sages, so to speak. And I've spent the last 4 years, working on a monthly basis in the professional series of the Healing Oil Collective with a wonderful woman named Tiffany Carroll out of Seattle, Washington, who I adore. I absolutely adore her language, her presence, and her ability to really connect at a deep level with the oils, and taking me on that mystical journey of working with that level of purity and that level of essence, and how smell can change our physiology in seconds. Yeah, and I love to work with crystals, and I love the studies of shamanism and that realm of healing. That realm of healing is so vast, and so it has so much potential. But today I wanted to share with you, I've talked a lot about internal resources and external resources. And when we come up through the body and we're raising our voltage, it's really important to have those internal resources and external resources. External resources I've talked to you about are often something as like my favorite sweater. That's never far away from me, as you can tell. Sometimes I'll come off of my Facebook Lives and instantly just need to wrap myself in the sweater just to know that I did good, or, not to have, when I made that mathematical blunder, that blooper, put on my sweater and go, let it go, or you're safe, you are here, your name is Deborah O'Neill, and I trust your decisions. But anyways, and on the internal level is taking a look at what grounds you, what brings you back in, when we go to that place in our head, in our mental mind, or even stepping out of the body and saying, I'm out of here, on a disassociative level, to bring ourselves back, sometimes we need to bring ourselves back before we can even get to thinking about that point of meditation. We can't really go back right from here, right into meditation. We first got to bring ourselves back right into our sit bones, right into our feet on the ground. And sometimes we need pieces of ground behind us. I know behind my desk I have, with one of my feng shui people that I work with, when it comes into the house, I have a tall lamp that resembles a mountain behind me that's got my back. I'll turn this over, and you can see in the corner that big long lamp that goes right up past the top of my certificates, and it's a lamp that I can illuminate, and I don't even need to illuminate it. It's just when I sit there, I have that presence behind me. I've got the painting and my singing bowl, right behind me. I've got lots of things all over my house that support me. And when I work with clients, I have, a tall palm tree behind them, and I have this. This is the crystal one of the crystals for Sahasrara. Oh, it's heavy. So it's called a geode. So why is it called a geode? It's just a big rock. It's a big rock. It's a big rock that's been through a volcano. And it forms into a big rock, and then they use like a diamond cutting drill, and they cut this beautiful rock in half, and this is the transformation inside. It's absolutely amazing. I was going to school in the Banff School of Management in I must have just been over 20. And when I was working and I was in the management program, and I carried this back. Yeah, the true meaning of a rock collector. I carried this back on the airplane back home, and it obviously is one of my favorites. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Like sometimes, and people may think that, I'm crazy, and that's okay. They can think whatever they want. The most important thing is I love and adore this so much. This gives me so much joy and so much bliss. I've had it. It's been at every place I've ever lived, obviously. Sometimes I have it upstairs. Sometimes I've had it in my bedroom. Now I have it in my sacred healing space. It moves around the house. I can move it to wherever I think that part of the house needs a little help, and or my kids are off. It needs a little help. Speaking of my kids, it was set on the floor when I first had my first child. Okay, I was a new mom, so no judgment here, okay? This was on the floor, and my little baby knocked it over. My oldest child now, knocked it over. And it's really hard to find a geode that's really this big, that's all in one piece, that hasn't been cracked. And it took the top off right here. I have some epoxy glue that I glued it back together. Anyways, enough of that story. I just wanted to share with you the crystal for Sahasrara is amethyst. This is amethyst, and it works for the crown chakra. And it's great for meditation. We can place amethyst on the crown chakra, not this one, like the one that I'll put in your little chakra pouch, or your chakra pouch will be a smaller piece of amethyst. And it improves concentration and confidence in life. It's healing. It alleviates migraines and improves concentration, helps heal addictive behaviors, calming, assists in insomnia. Hence, that's probably why I had it in my bedroom a number of times. On the emotional level, it helps heal grief and compulsive behaviors. And on the magic level, it attracts justice, it offers protection, and it helps manifest abundance. So, and it goes on and on. Like if you looked in the Book of Stones, there's just so much information on all these different crystals. This is just a little tiny piece of paper that sometimes you can get when you go into a store, a metaphysical store, and often if you're buying crystals, ask them if they have a little slip sheet to go with that. And the reason why I have these little slip sheets out is when people are here for urban immersions or even for in-person treatments, whatever it might be, they can look at the stones around the house. And when they're, or stay, I have a blissbee.me, a guest rooms wellness sanctuary that I offer in the home here on the Airbnb level as well. So I like people to be able to have a little journey through the house and see what the rocks meanings and such are. So there's lots of, there's so many things that we can bring in to support you and support me that are fun, they're playful, but yet they're effective. They're totally effective. Something as easy as wearing a purple shirt. You might have noticed in the last week and a bit, I've pulled out my purple shirts. I've pulled out my mauve shirts. I've pulled out those because it was almost like when I would go to put on, if I were to try to put on a pink shirt or a green shirt, I felt off. I often tried and I was like, no, I've got to take this off. So it was either sort of purple or white or cream that I've chosen to, my body actually has chosen to wear, because when I put something else off, I just felt off, like I said. So let's go into a little bit more. I'm going to move this over a little bit so it's still with us. Gosh, that's got to be, I don't know, 30 pounds. Whew. All right, so let's talk about growing this lotus. Let's take this 1,000-leaf lotus to 2,000 petal lotus and allow that expansion as we continue on to this level of voltage, as we call it. We can call it ascension. You can call it, rising up through the body. You can call it a higher vibration, a higher frequency. I'm like, that's old school language. Let's use voltage, because that's what it truly is. It truly is. There's a few things that have been kept out of the world in education that really affect how our learning is, especially in the way that we look at the world. And one of them is that the Tesla, the Tesla theory and that electrical theory. Sound has been kept out of it. So is the word the ethers. When we talk about all the elements, the ether is often left out, which is really sad, because we would have had a very different experience had those been included in and accepted in the grand scheme of things. One of my people that I love and I really look forward to studying with her is Eileen Kurick. One of her videos is on my blissbee.me Facebook a page, and she has a video, and it's a bit lengthy, on the biofield, and she speaks to this. So if it's something that you have a curiosity with, I'm not going to go into it right here because it would take up a lot of time. Watch it. I really respect her as a researcher, and as she works with sound healing. And as you know, I'm a certified sound healer working with the tuning forks. And she talks about how the tuning forks, and no different than, I think, the hands of myself when I'm working with the integrative energy healing in the biofield, it picks up stuff. But with the tuning forks, it has a resonance. And of course it has a resonance. It's a frequency. So I invite you to take a look at that. I just posted it not too long ago. So the second chakra, it is part of our cognitive structure. Sometimes it's termed like the operating system. And the subconscious takes up 95%. Our conscious, that we work with every single day, that is part of our consciousness when we're conscious and in this present moment, is 5%. This operating system, the subconscious, that works with like 40 trillion synapses or triggers per second, whereas the conscious mind is about 40,000. I don't know what the exact terminal numbers are. So that's basically a scientific guess in any moment in time, I think. So, and it also works, most importantly, as the set of our belief systems. That's why I chose to step into the kinesiology and working with the muscle testing of the body. And all that is taking a statement or a phrase that you believe is to be true, whether it's I love myself, I want to live, whether it's, so at those simplest levels, and testing the body to see whether that is causing a stressor. And if it's causing a stressor, it's making the body weak, and you will not, under any circumstances, be able to hold up your arm or your finger or your leg if we're working with the leg. It's so incredibly interesting. And obviously, when we're looking at belief systems, it has a factor on how we even understand the world. So it has a huge factor in how you and I and everyone moves forward in this world, because we have these beliefs. I can say to myself, I have a belief, I accept every single human being at equal level, equal value, and test for that. And I believe that to be true. Gosh, I won't even kill a fly. If a fly's on the window, I open up the window and I say, "Oh, come on, little buddy, find the air. Let's get you out of here." It's way heaven on earth out there. And generally, the fly goes, and if not, I just take a little piece of paper and I move it along. But just working with this area just allows us to think for ourselves. To think for ourselves, for yourself. So much of it is ingrained from when we were growing up. So much of it can be ingrained from, if you were made to go to church every day, or if you wanted to go to church every day. But still, even in that sanctity of that religion, trusting that that is what you think for yourself. Trusting the values of your parents that were passed on to you, or the values of your grandma. Because some of those are, staunch beliefs. And with all due respect and the deepest amount of guidance and or gratitude and love to all those that have raised me, and my forefathers, my foregrandmothers, my lineage that have raised me, my goddesses, archetypes, anything that's come with me. And trust me, there's a lot. May I have the power and the knowledge to recognize a limiting belief, and may I have the power and the knowledge to change it, to take the steps to change it. So in this area, the main function is learning. That's why I stand in my vow to live bliss, teach bliss, be bliss, educate, embody, reparent, reteach yourself, reteach myself, and be. Be in that bliss. Bliss doesn't have, enlightenment is every step along the way. Bliss is in every step along the way. I'm finding that in the present moment and being that, just simply being that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me to find this little piece of this moment right here, right now, today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, right here. Finding it in the heart. Simply breathing into the heart. Breathing into the heart. Imagine breathing into the heart. Just imagine. All you got to do is think it, because we operate with free will. When we ask, we receive. When we think we see, we see. If we're going to prove ourselves right and we're going to survive. So just imagine breathing into your heart right here, right now. Feel your feet on the floor, your sit bones on the chair. If you're laying down, feel whatever is supporting your body, because there's never a moment in time we're not supported. Something is holding us up, whether it's our feet, our bum, our back. And find that support. That's an external support. We're always supported with our breath. If we're not supported by our breath, we're dead. Find that breath. Find the rhythm and pattern of that breath. Now imagine breathing that breath into your heart. Breathe it into the lungs, breathe it into the heart, allow it to expand. Take all that contraction, that tension that you're feeling today, let it go. Even allow your arms to spread out. This is our wings. This is our expansion. This is our biofield. If you can just run your hands through your biofield and turn on your sensory organs and feel, if you can feel the tingles on your body, the tingles on your legs, the tingles on your arms, as you are asking and receiving notification of your field. And breathe into your heart, right into and the back body. So the energy centers are in the front of the body and the back of the body, and they expand out because our biofield is like a bubble. And this creates this toroidal energy system that is in our body as a human energy field. It's also on the earth as universal energy field. It's also on the sun. It's a pattern that has been recognized by all scientists, all of the NASA, anybody that studies this energy formation. Breathe it in and allow it to expand, because what we know about energy is when it's contracted, that's where we come into dis-ease. The body is not in harmony. This is a harmonic resonance that we're working with. This is the level of voltage that we are inviting in, that we're stepping into. So let's step into our grounding and centering and aligning. As we work up the body, we're going to bring in that grounding. We can't go here unless we're in the first chakra, once we're connected and we're grounded. We can't have electricity in our house unless it's grounded into the earth. We are an electrical being and we're comprised of water. We need to ground. I can't stress this enough, obviously. Every day, at minimum, one time a day, create a name, a word, drop, ground. So if you're ever in a heightened situation of anxiety, you can call on that word. So the body has that notion, knows where to go and what to do if you can't bring yourself back in. And trust me, there is a lot of stuff happening in this world right now. Even myself, as a skilled meditator, as a skilled grounder, as a skilled a person that practices and has studied this for years and years, I can look at something on my phone and I want to sometimes, because I want to be educated. I want to know what's going on. I want to know where I need to focus my energetic attention to every single morning, whether it's my personal practice or my practice with you. That's where we are. We ground ourselves. When we ground ourselves, we ground all. We allow that. We strengthen that harmonic resonance, that frequency, that vibration, that voltage throughout our universe, our world. So allow those tree roots to come down out the bottom of your feet. Just allow them to totally, saturate the earth, or one even single line straight down to that crystalline core. Look outside, or if you've got a silk plant or something in your house, or a fake mountain behind your desk. Find that. Let's look at this. Let's take this and look at this as we ground right into the earth. Feel that, imagine that. Feel the coolness of the stones and the rocks, the slate, the sand. And then go right down into the central core, through the molten, right down to that crystalline core. Clear crystal is also fabulous for the Sahasrara, the seventh chakra. Now down. Now invite permission to heal, permission to receive the earth's frequencies, often depicted as a red colored frequency. All color has a frequency. Those frequencies are taken from the frequency of the full spectrum rainbows of those colors. And up into the legs and the lower pelvis and the hips. Engaging the deep diaphragmatic breath into your lower abdomen as you allow it to expand as we bring in this red frequency of Mother Earth and up into our lungs. With sound, have a nice exhale as we wash this red energy down over our shoulders, releasing all the anxiety and worries and tension of the world down our arms and into our hands, and let it go. Whatever does not serve, allow your fingertips to direct into the earth and allow it to let go out through your fingertips with the intention to, with gratitude, offer it to Mother Earth. Offer this lower energy, this lower vibration back to her. It all works. It is no different than when I'm working with you. This is very similarly, exactly what I am doing. I'm combing combing, literally combing the energy field at the first and second and third and fourth layers, and fifth and sixth and seventh. And bring it up into the throat, the gateway. This beautiful, narrow area of our body that holds up this operating system, this resource, our pumpkin, I often refer to it, and allow it to wash over the head. Come out Sahasrara and wash over the body, and allow it to clear that first layer of your biofield. Feel it as it cascades down the largest organ of the body, our skin. Come into centering like this piece of amethyst, this geode. Centering, leaning into it, leaning back, finding your still point. Finding your still point, and now creating that hara line, that superhighway that you've created with your tree roots or your etheric feet. Now allow that to come up through the perineum, between the two sit bones, if you're sitting, up through the spine, the sushumna, into the head. Now that we're centered and we're aligning, we're bringing this alignment straight up, past the solar system, a clear superhighway, an etheric line, a fine line to God, Creator, Source, Divine, higher self, super consciousness, supra-consciousness, universal force, guides, archangels, angels, masters, the place of many names, you choose. And invite and receive this golden white light energy as it comes down. Feel it. Feel it when it enters the body, touching every cell and every space in between each cell. Allowing it to fill the entire body, every single space and place. Down into the heart, breathing into that heart. Feel yourself breathing in this golden white light energy into the heart and allowing it to expand. Open up your wings again. Reach out. Feel that coming into your field. Into the lower abdomen and into the hips and the legs. And feel it blending with Mother Earth energy. This is a safe place to ask questions. It's a great place to journal from. It's a great place to be. And it's a perfect place to meditate. So let's go into our mantra meditation, bringing in the Soham. Breathing in So and exhaling Hum. And breathing in So and exhaling Hum. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inhale, taking an expansion in the ribs, and 4, 3, 2, 1 on the exhale. You know, the work that we're doing here, take a look at it as like upgrading the matrix, this matrix that we are in. And it's holographic. So, you know, you might have heard is as above, so below. That is in reference to that mirror holographic matrix. What is happening above is also happening below. It's also happening within. We're interconnected. When I push here, I'm pushing here. You know, I'm pushing here. It moves. What is done in one area has an effect on the other area within our body. Whatever we put here, has a cellular effect. Whatever we put here. You know, basically, you know, all our sensory organs are feeding us. And all we're doing is taking it up a notch. We're upgrading. We're upgrading our awareness. We're upgrading our consciousness. And sometimes we need to sit back and step back in that consciousness. So when we step back, it's kind of like we put this veil in front of our thoughts. We allow them to pass behind a veil. We allow them to just put them on a train, put them in a bubble. They'll be there when we come out of meditation if we need to see that, if we need to deal with that. And allow yourself to step into almost craving that higher level of consciousness. It's almost craving that peace and that stillness. And let's take a minute here in total stillness together. And I'll offer our offering at the end of this. Thank you so much for sitting with me. And I'd like to remind you, if you found value, please like and share the work. It's not work, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Stepping into a lifestyle that really supports your growth, your truth, your beingness, your bliss. The bliss of you. You are bliss. You are bliss. Bliss be me. That's you. That's we. And if we turn it upside down, turn the me upside down, that's in reflection as we. And most importantly, it's Mother Earth. It's Mother Earth. And what does the Mother have for us for an offering today? Concentration. It's a long one. The faculty of concentrated attention is at the source of all successful activity. This is this area. That's the team of 3 where we part the curtains. Whatever you may want to do in life, one thing is absolutely indispensable and at the basis of everything: the capacity of concentrating the attention. There is nothing in the human or even in the superhuman field to which the power of concentration is not key. You can be the best athlete. You can be the best student. You can be an artist, a literary, or a scientific genius. You can be the greatest saint with that faculty. And everyone has in themselves a tiny little beginning of it. It is given to everybody. The faculty of concentrated attention is at the source of all successful activity. Whatever you may want to do in life, one thing is absolutely indispensable and at the basis of everything: the capacity of concentrating the attention. There is nothing in the human or even in the superhuman field to which the power of concentration is not the key. You can be the best athlete, the best student. You can be an artist, literary, or scientific genius. You can be the greatest saint with that faculty. And everyone has in themselves a tiny little beginning of it. It is given to everybody. practice your concentration. Practice, practice, practice. Meditation is one of the best ways. How did you do with that 1 minute today? Did you get booted out? That's okay. Practice, practice, practice. I love you. Be gentle with yourself. I hope to see you tomorrow.